My life be like, yeah. My life be like, yeah.
Hey guys, good morning. Pops the Paladin here, and I would like to introduce you to a lovely espresso shot glass thing. It's not alcohol, it's coffee, like always, so salute. Alright, so let's move on to coffee. Let's move on to Mythic Mistress Sassz'ine as promised. Obviously, this is coming to you from the Prot Paladin point of view. And on the screen, you can see my ugly transmog, because I don't really care about transmogs. Unless you guys have a sweet transmog, then send it to me, and I'll give you a shout out in my next video. And there's all the gear that I'm actually currently wearing. I was wearing a haste trinket. Why? I don't know. I think I forgot I even had it on. But that's what I had. So, moving on. It was a crappy haste trinket, too. It was 910. I have way better stuff than that. I don't know why I was actually wearing it. I don't know why I do the majority of things I do, but I do them. So they're done. Anyways, moving on. This fight as a tank is identical to that of normal and heroic, so it's kind of boring. Let's talk about the little subtle nuances that you can throw in there in terms of what you can do, why you should do it, why you shouldn't do it, and then how to actually sort of, I guess, raid lead this. It is what I do, so if you guys raid lead in the tank aspect as well, you can kind of throw in your little 2 cents. Now, granted, we are like 2 or 3 weeks away from the new raid opening up, so if any of you actually care to be still researching videos, I'm glad you found me. For all my longtime subscribers, thanks for sticking with me. It'll pick up pace again as we start moving and people stop getting bored. Okay, this fight 100% ad management utmost priority. This is an ad based fight. Okay. Now, there's a couple different ways that you could do it. You can have the AoE them all to like 10% and then finish them off, so you can have everybody AoEing. You can have we have so much ridiculous damn gear that we just kill everything and wait for the next Abyssal Stalkers to show up kind of strategy. Or you can just have one person doing all of the AoE damage and looking stellar on the monitors. We go that way. Anyways, things that you're going to note. One, in the bottom corner, you see a weak aura right now telling me when to shout out, when to drop fishies. So you can download that weak aura. I'll have it down below in the links. And the other weak aura is that you'll see that pops up over my raid frames is the weak aura for Hydra Shot. You're going to see that here in about 5 seconds. That lets me know what Hydra Shot I need to be soaking. Every single person in your raid group has to have this specific weak aura for it actually to work appropriately. Otherwise, people are just going to soak whatever the hell they feel like, and that's how people die. Okay. All right. So the big difference that changes here in terms of how you're tanking it is the tornadoes don't disappear. So you have to do the C-shape pattern. And granted, we're in phase 2. I'm backtracking to phase 1. Where we're going to have tornadoes come down at us. And we're sitting in the middle of the area. They're going to come down at us. And as they come down at us, we're actually going to kind of hook around. And we're going to stop, even with the center of the room. We stop even with the center of the room because we want everybody to drop their Thundering Shock right there. And if you're supposed to get stunned because you have a Murloc, we know that you're going to be there for Hydra Shot. We also can get our Dispels out there. Off of you instead of potentially getting hit by a tornado as it comes through. And if you don't get dispelled, well, you stand there for 7 seconds and nothing's going to hit you. And that's why we do that little hook. From that hook, the tanks we run directly back center into the room. So we just rinse and repeat where we go. And it doesn't matter where the tornadoes come from, because if we drop the green gobbledygook in the center of the room, it's equal distance. It's a circle. I mean, it's not an oval, it's a circle room. So if we drop it in the center, we have the most amount of space to make the decision if we're going to go right or left for the tornadoes. And it's important for everybody to move the same direction every time. And that's what you would hear in raid callouts of me saying, hey, we're going to move this direction, and so on and so forth. Alright, so in phase 2, as we jump into phase 2, what you're going to see is the crashing wave. So for our first crashing wave, it goes crashing wave, then feed the shark right away, and then Hydra. And Hydra comes out, if you don't feed the shark fast, you're going to be dealing with Hydra, but if you deal with it immediately after the crashing wave hits, you'll be just fine. The second crashing wave is the weird one, and this is where some people get caught up. It goes crashing wave, Hydra, then feed the shark. That's super important because if you're trying to feed the shark while Hydra is going off, which it will be, you just have the lines going everywhere. And you don't want people to get hit by 2 lines because then they're stunned for 20, 30 umpting seconds and you're kind of SOL. So that's really important to deal with. You jump into phase 3 at 40%, and at 40% you're dealing with everything except feed the shark, which is fine. As a tank, I try to soak as much purple crap as I can, just so it's not in the room for all of our DPS, because damage mitigation and all that jazz. So I kind of try to do that, but really it's just a cluster of clusteries. And in phase 3, ad management's super important. So when you transition, you saw us transition, we had some ads up. We killed those ads as we transitioned into phase 3 because we're going to get another set of ads that pop up right here. That's going to give us the chance to kill them, deal with Hydra Shot, run away from Crashing Wave, move around the tornadoes all at the same time. And phase 3 is terrible RNG. This is the phase that is going to wipe you more than missing Hydra Shots, and you're going to wipe to missing Hydra Shots a lot. The RNG factor in this is just absurd. Why do I have to deal with Hydra Shots, tornadoes coming at me, and a crashing wave that I don't know where it's going to land? It could just decide to go the direction we were running initially, and you know, you're just SOL. So you'll see us run left here. Where's crashing wave? I don't know. Hopefully we're safe. Here comes crashing wave. Oh my gosh, we were lucky on that crashing wave. I mean, it's kind of crazy in this fight, but really, I mean, that's what it comes down to. As I said, there's a whole lot of things that you need to kind of pay attention to in this fight. The biggest one is taunting, so you get Burden of Pain. I use Bigwig, so it gives me a double warning of Burden of Pain. So it says Burden of Pain, that's when I'm supposed to taunt. Then it says Burden of Pain, that's the Burden of Pain that actually hits the next tank. And if I hadn't taunted at the first Burden of Pain, or within a few, seconds of that, we're going to start chain lightning everybody based on the damage that I take or he takes, and it's a good way to wipe the raid. Kind of just saw it right there, the little chain lightning go out. We recovered from it, but it did get a little bit scary, especially in the last 8 million of the boss health. What a way to wipe a raid than miss a taunt or anything like that. So ad management, taunt management, you won't have aggro problems. Now, we did have a little bit of problems with the Demon Hunter tank that we have. That's because she was spirit bombing like a mofo, and that's part of how they play. However, is to a point to where it was hard to hold aggro, even as a paladin, because I was playing turtle spec because healers, and just kind of came down to that. So just be mindful of your AoE. You don't have to go AoE ham. You can, but you don't have to. So kind of as we dive into a little bit of the stats and stuff like that, let's look at the damage that I actually took in this fight. 364 total million damage. You're going to notice 2 burdens of pain there. The first burden of pain is Mistress actually hitting me in the face. The second burden of pain that you see there is missed taunt. And, it happens. Or a slow taunt, I should say. So here it is a good look from just Mistress, who's dealing damage with me. And you can see that it's a lot of damage just on her and not a lot of outside stuff. So not big deal. All my defensive buffs that I had up, Shield of Righteous time could have been a little bit better. It was a 68%, could have been 74-ish, but everything looks just fine in there. What you're going to see is my healing, and now healing, I gotta admit, my Hand of Protector healing on this fight, abysmal. Just, I'm a little bit embarrassed by how little I actually cast it. But at the same time, I didn't feel like I needed to cast it until the end of the fight when I started really taking damage. Just a breakdown of what my actual damage done to the fight based on how I was playing. I always run Mark of the Hidden Satyr because why heavy hide. And so that's a little bit of the fight itself. Hopefully this gave you some insight as to what you need to do to down Mistress Sassz'ine in the next 2 or 3 weeks that it's available. It did take us 2.5 weeks to down Mistress, but I'm sure that you guys will do just fine. Good luck on the remainder of your kills. I am going to see you in the next raid as well, so stay tuned to my videos then. I doubt we'll down Maiden before then, but who knows, we might get lucky and you'll get a bonus video. Other than that, have a great rest of the week, and I'll catch you guys later.